Hi, this is Jackson Hogan for RealSkiers.com and RealSkiers TV, here to talk to you today about big mountain skis. Now, big mountain skis fall between the very fattest powder skis, which start at about 113 millimeters underfoot, and the All Mountain West category that taps out at about 100 millimeters underfoot. So they're 101 to 112, right, roughly. And you might wonder, why do we even need a big mountain ski? If we have super fat powder skis for powder days and we've got our narrower skis for when we have hard snow or groomer conditions, what's the point of having an extra ski in your quiver that represents a big mountain ski? Well, for one thing, you can choose between a big mountain or a powder ski. You don't need to go to 113 underfoot to get flotation. Depending on your size and your skiing style, you may like the greater agility and responsiveness that you get from having a ski that's closer to 100 millimeters underfoot than it is to 112 millimeters underfoot. So the reason for the genre really is to make a more maneuverable powder ski, something that's quicker edge to edge, a little more agile. Suppose you're a powder and tree skier and you want the ski to also be able to move more quickly edge to edge than is possible on a ski that's 120 millimeters across the beam. So skis like the Legend X106, the new Nordica Enforcer 104, the Salomon QST 106, a personal favorite of mine, Sir Francis Bacon from Line, which is an absolutely wonderful ski we'll talk about in more detail in a second, and the Elan 106 Ripstick. All of these skis belong in that big mountain category, and one of the rationales for it is when you're skiing pure powder on a pure powder ski, it's absolute heaven because the ski is so wide and the condition is so pristine. But real powder lasts for approximately one run on an American ski resort, and then it is over. And then after that, you have crud, which is powder's evil twin. It's still fun to ski, but it's more fun to ski on a ski that has a little bit more sink to it, a little less float, and that you can drive a little more instead of just smear on as you would on a wide powder ski. Hence the rationale for these types of skis. And in the case of the Dynastar Legend X106, we have one of the softer flexing skis. Dynastar was known 20 years ago for having burlier, gnarly Nobis, Legend, Triple X, Narnar, Stay in the Fall line skis. These are actually more supple, easier to ski, easier to steer. Remember that the whole purpose of getting a wider ski in the first place is to make it easier. And Dynastar does it by making a solid ski that's still relatively easy to bow. Nordica is introducing the Enforcer 104 this year, even though they already have an Enforcer 100 and they have an Enforcer 110. But sure enough, there's a place in that line for an Enforcer 104, as I found out earlier this year testing it at Mammoth. More agile, it's lighter. When you have to rip the ski out of the snow for whatever reason, you've got a lot less mass that you're trying to throw across the fall line than you would, say, in the Enforcer 110. So you get something that, in fact, maximizes its versatility in this new 104 dimension. The Salomon QST 106 is a personal favorite. For next year, they're improving it again by separating the flax out of the basalt and carbon weave and giving it its own separate mat to make the ski even damper and more lively. It's a wonderfully playful ski. I think its paradigm is to have power of a metal ski without any metal. And so it's light and maneuverable, but still sturdy. The Sir Francis Bacon, I have to smile when I think about anything from Line because they have such a wonderful, whimsical attitude. This is a signature ski in their line. It's been around for several years and it's gone through several iterations, as it has again for next year. I really encourage you, if you're looking in this genre, not to look past this ski and don't just think of it as it's just for kids. That would be a shame to leave this just for kids. What makes it special? It's lively, it's poppy, it's playful. It's all about making it easier and more, and believe it or not, it's just plain more fun to ski. I'm sure Line would love to hear that because I'm sure that must be one of their mottos. But they are more fun to ski because there's less effort and there's a little more pounce and playfulness in the way they turn. And with Elan, with a Ripstick 106, you introduce into the big mountain category their amphibio concept. So their skis are cambered in such a way that they have more camber to the inner edge and less camber and more rocker to the outer edge, so that it just improves the carving characteristic when that new snow starts to turn into old crud. This is Jackson Hogan for RealSkiers.com and RealSkiers TV.